Mr. Brown, I would be I would be so honored to ask you about the day that pigs fly, the day that hell froze over, the day that the New Orleans Saints won the Super
Don't
Bowl.
ask me, ask him.
Well, both of us have one.
Yeah. It is vantage points of that. This is my, and I see what CL going with this. This is my vantage point for that. You've seen this team for years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The Arch Manning days, and even recently with the Aaron Brooks days.
Sure.
As an active journalist at that time, what was it like writing for that, that, brother?
It's
vantage points.
fortunately we have, time has moved on. Fortunately and sometimes unfortunately, there's a couple generations who think because of when they were born and because of winning that Super Bowl, there are a couple generations of people who think that the Saints always won.
Oh yeah. They really do.
And when they don't, and when they don't, what's the problem? This is terrible. It has never been this bad. Oh yes, it has.
Even worse.
It's been a lot worse, a whole lot worse. You have no idea. Okay.
Shoot, Arch won like 2 games one year, huh?
Okay, yeah, we won one or two. I mean, it's one of the famous things. The Saints general manager one year. The Saints general manager was hired by the Saints to be the general manager of the team. You know what his qualifications were? He was an astronaut.
Wow. yeah, he did.
Which means he's a smart guy. Okay, but he was an astronaut. Okay? It was, some of the absolute worst football teams. There's another organization that's had a lot of worse football teams for a longer period of time. The Pittsburgh Steelers were bad for 40 years. They were horrible. They did nothing for 40 years. They did nothing until the 1970s. Wow. And a lot of it, they were worse than the Saints for a longer period of time, okay? But the first 20 years of the Saints was really bad. Really bad.
Oh, yeah.
And in typical New Orleans fashion, for most of that time, fans didn't care. They treated them like a college team.
Yeah.
As long as they tried hard, as long as they could go to the games and have a good time, drink their beer.
I remember the paper bags, bro, in the early 90s.
But when it changed about, Hank Stram was the head coach and they fired him, and it changed about late 70s where people started to kind of look at it. But still, they were kind of treated like a college team, you tried or whatever.
Bless you, boys.
Mm-hmm. But then it got to a situation where, wait a minute now. It's time to get something done. And fortunately, they did.
Right.
And you would probably say that's around Ricky Jackson, around the Dawn Patrol years.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. 86, 87, in Jim Mora time.
Yeah.
Jim Mora and Jim Fink's time.
Yeah.
Now, what happened was, like I said, Jim Finks was very important. He was very important, the general manager, who built the Minnesota Vikings and built the Chicago Bears, the 85 Bears, the Super Bowl. He did that. He built that team. He built that team and, had a run-in with Hallis and everything, basically because he didn't want Mike Ditka to be the head coach, I think, and in Chicago. Yeah. And so he came here, and he was one of the most interesting people I've ever had to cover with Jim Finks.
Jim Finks.
Yeah, because he knew everybody's job. Right. He knew my job. He knew everything. He knew everybody's job. He was a player in the National Football League. Yeah. He just knew everything. He could be ruthless, but, he just knew everybody's job. And what helped was that you had a really good draft. In like 85 or 86, in one draft where you get Dalton and Rubin and all these people. And then the USFL folded, and it was like you had a second draft. Because you got Bobby Hebert, you got Sam Mills, you got Vaughn Johnson, you got Antonio Gibson, you got Chuck Comiskey, you got Mel Gray.
The great Mel.
Yeah.
That was it.
Wow.
You put that together, with the nucleus that you had of good football players who were already there, even from that 81 draft, with Ricky Jackson and Jim Wilkes, and Frank Warren,
that's defense too.
And Frank Warren and all that. Hey, that was, that.
Yeah, and I mean the Buffalo Bills took advantage of that too. That Thurman Thomas, Jim Kelly. So those was. Mr. Rowe, we could go all night on it, especially now because I got a million more Saints questions. I wanted to dive into the 90s, but unfortunately we got to wrap this segment. That third camera is yours. Yes, we got little Chris. He just graduated from Loyola 2026, so he's just like you, a Loyola alum. Talk to the young journalists, the young African American journalists out there who's trying to shape their career and get in the business that's not so much rooting for them heavy right now, but they want to make it.
First of all, go Wolfpack, since you mentioned Chris, who's a graduate and all. Yeah, okay, all that good stuff. You go, Chris. I mean, it's for people who want to get into the business, but it's also for people who don't want to get into this business. I was a very good athlete, okay? And I used to say I wanted to be a baseball player, football player, whatever. Yeah, I used to do that too. When I was in elementary school, I was a very good athlete, but I never thought I'd get this big. So I was smart enough to know that, although these guys are trying to get me to go out for the team at school and all that good stuff, I don't want to get hurt. They play with me in the street and they know I'm good, but that's another thing. But all I ended up doing is exactly what my teachers in elementary school told me I was going to have to do. And I kind of took it with a grain of salt at the time, although I was a good student, okay? And I took them up on that. But as it ended up, all I have done for almost 50 years every day is 4 things. I read, I wrote, I talked, and I listened. That's all this job is. And it's all any job is. If you can do those 4 things, you could create something for yourself to do, almost without anybody helping you. Read, write, speak, and listen. Not necessarily in that order, but those 4 things. That's all I've done in the last 50 years. That's it. Okay? I mean, that's it.
Look,
that's all it is.
Keeping it simple, baby. You gotta love it.
I mean, that's all it is. Read, write, speak, listen.
Sometimes,
and I know we short on time, Mr. Brown, but we have to speak about your 2021 induction to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. Come on, talk to me.
Well. Well, it was just a lot of people, that caused that. I mean, it wasn't just me. And my parents weren't here for it. And, I mean, they were the ones who really did it. They're the ones who really did it. I mean, like I told you before, they just told us what I call stuff. I mean, you're at a game and you're a kid and your dad's always telling you, see that guy over there? He used to play for such and such. He could do this and he could do that, and I got that constantly, and sitting at the kitchen table and him just asking me things I couldn't possibly know or things I couldn't possibly remember. And I would get mad and go because we always had almanacs, and go look stuff up.
Right.
And he knew that's what he was doing. Okay? He was doing that on purpose. And so, when people even mention, being inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I'll be, I mean, I don't want to slight anybody, but I mean, I've gotten lots of, honors in the last 4 or 5 years, everything, and they've all been very nice, and I really appreciate them all. Press Club, National Association of Black Journalists, like I said, Loyola, putting your picture up, I guess they want to kill all the roaches in the building. That's why they put picture up there, But it's just it's just really nice, and it's not that anything I did for myself, but also there are people who African Americans who did this that people don't know about and kind of ignored. Names like in that a lot of you might not remember, like Champ Clark and Lucius Melancholy Jones and R.L. Stockard. These people were writers. They were covering things. They were covering HBCU football and baseball and basketball and all. And, those were important people. They were important people to me. And that's about it.
That's big. Now, I appreciate you sharing that for us. That was huge. Once again, congratulations on.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cry. I didn't.
Man, look, it's worth it. Look, let me tell you something. You put a lot of. We're thinking about this almost 50 years. Just thinking about all the people you affected, including us, and just the work you put in, and the simplicity that you gave to the viewers just now with just simple things. Because in this time, we're in a time where we overcomplicate things. We really do, and it doesn't have to be that hard. And you can be successful by being consistent with those 4 things. Ro Brown, baby, here in the building with us. Yes, indeed. Y'all make sure y'all check him out. Football season here, y'all going to be able to follow him and Ken Trahan on the ticket, catching up on all the high school games. We got a lot of superstars coming out of this class of 27, so we're excited about that. Yep. And, man, thank you so much for coming on the show, my brother. Yes, indeed.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Yes, indeed.
Chris, Fabe, thank you for having me.
Hello, somebody. He's Ro Brown, baby. CL Nola. Y'all don't go nowhere. We're going to